Jamal, you're on the air. Do you have a
Hello.
question for John? Hi. Do you have a question
Hello.
for John?
No. Well, yes. Sorry, apologies. So I ordered your book off Amazon, and I've only managed to leaf through the first few pages. I haven't really managed to get past most of it yet. But yeah, it's quite an interesting read, especially from the outside kind of world point of view. I'm America kind of most of the I'm pretty sure I can speak for the majority of the world when everybody says that America looks quite big and strong with its military, especially with its military actions in other countries. I mean, it doesn't look like you're being sissified at all. But the other caller kind of piqued my interest when he mentioned bronies, and I mean, we don't get off to it. I think it should be mentioned. We don't get off to being to watching this program. It's a program that affects all audiences. It calls for peace and love between people, and I think that's a good message for anyone of any age to be believing in. Wouldn't you agree?
Well, I can't comment on the bronies, sir, only because I know nothing about it. I don't even know what it is. As far as our presence throughout the world, what country are you from? Just out of curiosity.
I guess you could say I was born in Canada, but my parents are from the Middle East. My parents are from a city on the outskirts of Dubai.
Oh, I see. Okay. I know that, for example, especially under the Obama administration, we have become the laughingstock of the world. Our stature in the world has gone down significantly.
Well, thank you, Jamal, for calling in. We appreciate your question.
As a final point, wouldn't you agree that just because you have what you could call an embarrassment for a leader, do you think that could reflect on your entire country? I mean, I know he was elected and he was put into office by your country, but it doesn't necessarily mean the majority of America, or especially if you say, as you say, he's had to perform many apology tours. It shows that even the American people do not agree with what he is doing. It shows that you are not one and the same. I mean,
well, unfortunately, we have so many low information voters that are voting, and Democrats buy them off with free phones, and they're not intelligent. I almost wish we could have a constitutional amendment that would stay and get it passed by Congress, and 75% of our states would say that if you can't pass a test on basic American government, civics, history, and geography, I'm talking about voters now, if you can't do that, you shouldn't be allowed to vote. Now, I know that may sound radical, but I am tired of uneducated, low information voters electing or having a voice in who governs us, because we're heading down a path of an entitlement mentality. We're getting away from the virtues that made this nation strong. We were a tougher people. We expected more of ourselves. We expected more of our children. We expected more of our leaders in Congress and even the United States Supreme Court. They've lost all sense of what their responsibility under the Constitution is in Article 3 that governs their task. And I'm telling you that I think that we're going to see a remarkable awakening in 2014. My sense is, from the people I live and work with and the social networking that I'm very much involved with and the promotion of my book, there is a well of people that are getting fed up with the tyranny of our federal government, whether it be because of the tragedy of Benghazi.
What country are you from, Jamal?
As I said, I was born in Canada, so I have a Canadian citizenship, but my parents are from the Middle East, just outside Dubai. So,
so are you aware of how our electoral process is?
I would say I am doing a government an international governmental politics course at my local university. So, I'd say I have a fair idea, but not as much as, say, somebody who actually lived in America.
Yeah. Okay. And part of the problem here, Jamal, is that the mainstream media, what we like to call the mainstream media, tries to make it look like all of us are in agreement with what Obama does and these things that he does are perfectly okay, and that's simply not the case. I mean, there's a reflection of the whole country. It's not accurately reflecting how a majority actually of Americans believe. So.
And also, the mainstream media does not report what's really going on. They only give a little bit about what goes on, and then they move on to something to blame somebody else for what's going on. As a matter of fact, in a little while, Karen Sigmund will be calling in. She is she's the founder, actually, of Rage Against the Media, and she's going to be talking to us about a rally that they had, and the information that the media gives us, it distracts. It does not give us the truth. So the American people are not well informed as to what is going on in this country. So
it is okay though, because when the fires of the almighty jihad come down upon your country, we will cleanse the souls of the American people. Allahu Akbar, Muhammad Jihad.
Thank you, Jamel. And that is why we have our little click button. Well, John,
Yes,
I want to
thank
thank you so much for spending